Dave and Jace's random thought.
What's your random thought?
My random thought is about
Is this like a rant?
a little bit,
Okay, go.
but in our area of the hills this week, there was a stabbing
Yes.
of a young bloke.
Yes, tragic.
I won't go into the details of what the rumours are because I don't want to get sued.
No. Yeah, stay away from that.
But it's, we've got a political system that talk about youth crime and knives, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking, I don't give a shit which side of politics you sit on. They're both as bad as each other.
Yeah.
We need to do something about these knives.
Yes.
And my opinion is that they're taking guys to court for knives and they're getting a slap on the hand and, they get juvenile justice and getting, whatever they're doing. We need to stand up for the community, the politicians, etc. And, we've talked about it. First offence, some community service, and second offence, you go away for 6 months. You can't have kids walking around. Mate, there are guys walking around Rouse Hill Shopping Centre with cleavers.
Yeah. Look, I don't have a random thought, so I'm going to jump on yours.
Cool.
I agree. And it's, we see how bad Melbourne and Victoria is.
Yes.
And that's because they have not taken this matter seriously.
Yep.
They've had multiple murders. They've had random people stabbed in just
the lady was just walking down the road and got stabbed in the neck.
The lady goes for bail today. I don't know the result of that. She probably got bail.
Yep.
So we see how bad it can get, and we see a government in Victoria that says, let's address this crisis by putting machete bins outside a police station. If we don't take this seriously, what will happen is, unfortunately, more people will die. We've seen, obviously, what happened at Rouse Hill, but that's, again, unfortunately, we've seen it happen at Blacktown numerous times, Mount Druitt, local suburbs where these kids just think that it's tough and cool to carry a knife. Now, if I agree with you, if they are caught, you give them a chance. If they're caught a second time, they don't get a chance.
No, you can't. I mean, that'll stop. Look, the kids that are in crime gangs, etc., are going to carry knives and they'll go away and they'll do their time and whatever, right?
Yeah, but good.
But it's young blokes that aren't in gangs that are carrying them because they feel like they need them for security, for their own stuff.
And I think that is a really shit example, a shit excuse. I need it for I need it to protect myself. No, you don't. Mate,
but this stuff doesn't happen in a vacuum. There's been so many knives found on the metro and at Rouse Hill and Kellyville and Castle Towers, etc., etc. It doesn't happen in a vacuum.
No.
Right? So the government needs to stop pandering to, youth justice and all the bullshit.
I agree.
Right? And step into it.
Yeah.
And I mean, even adults as well. Like if you're a 20-year-old man, that should be worse. You should get 2 years.
Now, some of the knives I've seen that have been pulled out, like as you said, like they're metre-long machetes. They're meat cleavers. They're they call them something too, the ones with the spikes on the handle and stuff. These are serious weapons that would kill someone.
Yep.
I think what happened, obviously, at Rouse Hill was more so the location where it was stabbed, obviously the artery in the leg.
Yep.
That is there. So the 15-year-old offender that did it, or offenders, I'm sure at the time thought, shank him in the leg, and they don't understand.
Well, the femoral arteries there. So
they don't think of the consequences. But if you're carrying a knife, this is the consequence that can happen.
Yeah.
They took a life of a young kid, and now they're in jail. They will be for a very long time, and it's completely preventable. And that's the sad thing. This is preventable, but I don't think we have a government that has the courage to do anything about it.
I don't think we've got a political system, federally or state or local, that has any bottle when it comes to youth crime.
I don't think because they keep saying, you can't throw money at this problem. You have to.
Well, you do. You put it in putting them away.
Yeah, but
you spend it on youth justice.
But what they keep saying is, we've got a $50 million program for this. We're going to do $100 million on this. No, okay. The problem we have at the moment, right, and this is my opinion, there is no consequence for any wrongdoing for a juvenile.
Yes.
Okay? So in Victoria, you see it. We see it here. There are kids at the moment that have been before our court 60, 70 times, but because of the age of this Dolly Incapax under the age of 14, they just walk out and nothing can be proven. Our juvenile court system is an absolute disgrace. And if we're not careful, we will see it get far worse like we do in Victoria, because the children that are before the court do not face any consequences. If you're not facing a consequence, why would you stop doing what you're doing?
No, that's right.
You can break into a house and be out and get arrested and be out, by morning, and just keep continuing to offend because there is no consequence. And that is the problem.
Yeah.
If you don't give them a consequence, the actions will not change. It's like anything.
But even the offenders and the victims, I'm not talking about these people that are going through whatever they're going through, but that doesn't happen in a vacuum either. They're you've got your community, your parents, your brothers and sisters. They're not, it doesn't happen in a, I keep saying it doesn't happen in a vacuum. These things take time to bubble over. They just didn't grab a knife today and, it just happened. Yeah. Like it would have been going on for years and years and years. So you've got to, as a parent, you've got to step into your kids and make sure they're not doing the wrong thing. You should be talking to your kids about I've been talking to my young bloke about, that's why you don't fight. That's why you don't carry knives, because you can, they woke up on Monday morning. Everyone was alive and no one was in jail. They woke up on Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning. There's one bloke dead. There's two guys in a cell, right? Yeah. And the three families are destroyed.
Yes.
Right? So you got to speak to your kids. You got to do the right thing. The government's got to do their part.
But that's the
community
thing.
and the parenting needs to do their part.
That's the thing. I will be very critical of parenting, because I do see it at the moment that some of the kids we are seeing, I'm not saying for this case at Rouse Hill, but some of the cases I've seen, the parents are nowhere to be seen. Okay? How they parent is a disgrace.
Yep.
Kids are allowed to just run amok. Okay? That's one thing. But again, I'll go back to it. We do not have a government, definitely at state level and at federal level, that have any courage to actually take this on, because we have too many people saying, you can't lock up these kids, they're just kids. No, at some point, it's not just with knife crime, right? You look at some of the crimes they're committing when they're breaking into people's houses when they're sleeping.
Yeah, okay. Stealing their car keys, stealing their cars.
This is a family's home.
Yeah.
And they're breaking and they're getting arrested, and nothing happens. Again, there is no consequence. Okay, we are in the country, regional New South Wales, it's still rife. So at the moment, again, there is no consequence. And with this government, particularly under Labor, will do nothing about it.
I don't think it matters. They're both as soft as each other.
I agree, because this was also happening under the Liberal government. There's no dispute about that.
You need to be. If you're not tough on youth crime, then you're going to have adult crime go through the roof as well. It's a byproduct of it. Because once you're in that system and once you're doing crime and you're in gangs, and you just move on to the next level. So you're just creating more people that are doing the wrong thing instead of stepping into them early, making examples of people, and then less people will do it. If Rouse Hill High School had blokes running around with knives and the police swooped in, cleaned them all up, come in the second time, caught guys, and 3 or 4 blokes got 6 months in jail, it'd stop instantly.
It'd stop.
So anyway, that's my rant.
And I jumped on it because I agree with it, mate. We're both parents in the local area, and it does concern us.
It rattled my family. So, we had a young bloke running around. I don't want him to get stabbed. So